99% of men have never done this. Yet this is exactly what makes women feel deeply attracted. It may sound like an exaggeration, but take a moment to think about it. How many times have you met a man who seems to have everything? He's handsome, confident, and even successful, yet he still struggles to build a genuine emotional connection with women. The truth is, attraction isn't created by looks, money, or social status alone. Most men overlook the small, simple actions that have the greatest impact on how a woman feels. In this video, I'll reveal 7 secrets women secretly desire, even though they rarely say them out loud. These aren't the typical dating tips you've heard 1,000 times. They are psychological principles supported by research and reinforced by timeless Stoic philosophy. Imagine understanding the hidden emotional desires that many women don't even realize they have. Imagine standing out from 99% of men without chasing anyone, proving yourself, or trying too hard. It all begins when you understand what truly makes a woman feel valued, emotionally safe, and deeply connected. If you don't know these secrets, you're already starting at a disadvantage. You could be missing the kind of attraction that makes her remember you long after you've gone. That's why this video is so important. By the time you reach the final secret, the way you think about attraction may never be the same again. Before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest content on female psychology. Now, let's get into the first secret. Secret has shown. The power of gentle touch before intimacy. Imagine you're on a date. The conversation is flowing naturally. She's smiling, laughing, and everything feels comfortable. Yet somehow, you still sense that she's holding back emotionally. The date ends. You text her afterward, but she never replies. This is where most men fail. They believe attraction depends entirely on what they say. They spend hours thinking about the perfect joke, the smartest line, or the most impressive conversation. But women don't connect through words alone. They connect through emotions, presence, and the way you make them feel. One of the most overlooked elements is a respectful, natural touch. Not an aggressive or inappropriate touch, but a small gesture that communicates safety, confidence, and genuine care. A brief, well-timed touch, such as gently guiding her through a crowded place or lightly touching her arm while sharing a laugh, can create far more emotional connection than dozens of perfectly chosen words. For many women, emotional comfort is more powerful than physical attraction. It's as if you're silently saying, "I see you. I respect you. You can feel safe with me." This doesn't require complicated techniques or manipulation. It simply requires being fully present, staying calm, paying attention, and making her feel heard and appreciated. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." A calm, respectful man who never forces intimacy is naturally more attractive than someone constantly trying to impress. That's why most men struggle to create genuine emotional closeness, while the few who understand this principle leave a lasting impression that women rarely forget. This isn't about you, or it has nothing to do with you. You'll often hear this when you notice changes in her behavior and try to understand what's going on. Instead of receiving a clear explanation, you're simply told that it doesn't involve you. In close relationships, emotional changes usually affect both partners. That's why repeatedly hearing that "it's not about you" can sometimes be a way of avoiding a conversation that someone doesn't want to have. Many men don't realize that this phrase may appear alongside other changes, such as becoming emotionally distant, less affectionate, or noticeably different than before. From a psychological point of view, some people even believe they're protecting their partner from pain, while in reality, they leave them feeling more confused. The fourth phrase is, "I'm going through a difficult time," or "I have a lot on my mind." This is one of the most common explanations because it sounds reasonable and naturally invites sympathy. Most people stop asking questions after hearing it. However, there's an important difference. Someone who is genuinely struggling usually turns to their partner for support. But if this explanation is followed by increasing emotional distance, secrecy, and less communication, it's worth paying attention. Also notice whether new routines suddenly appear, schedules begin to change, or activities become part of her life that never existed before. Emotional or physical affairs require time, attention, and energy, and that time often comes from the primary relationship. That's why "I'm going through a difficult time" can sometimes become an effective way to hide the real reason behind changing behavior. Now we're approaching the fifth and final phrase, which many people consider the strongest warning sign. By the time this expression begins appearing regularly, there are often several other behavioral changes that become much easier to recognize. In the next part, we'll reveal the final phrase, explain the psychology behind it, and discuss why so many people only understand its meaning when it's already too late. Secret #2, the art of respectful flirting. Most men fall into one of two extremes. Some flirt too aggressively, making a woman feel pressured or uncomfortable. Others avoid flirting altogether because they're afraid of making a mistake, which often makes them seem forgettable. The truth is, women enjoy flirting when it's done the right way. Healthy flirting isn't about memorizing pickup lines or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about the energy you bring into the conversation. Keep things playful, relaxed, and lighthearted. Add a little humor, tease gently, and create emotional spark without forcing it. Think of flirting like a dance. You create the rhythm, and she naturally responds. Nothing feels rehearsed or scripted. For example, if she says she loves Italian food, you might smile and say, "Then I guess you haven't had the chance to try my cooking yet." It's a simple, confident, playful response that creates curiosity without sounding arrogant. Real flirting is never about seeking approval. The moment you become desperate to impress her, you begin losing your natural attraction. Women are naturally drawn to men who enjoy the moment, stay confident, and don't constantly look for validation. Stoic philosophy teaches that true strength comes from self-control. A man who remains emotionally balanced and doesn't rush to prove himself will always appear more attractive. Remember, your goal isn't to make every woman like you. Your goal is to become the kind of man who is authentic, emotionally grounded, and genuinely enjoyable to be around. When you become that man, attraction no longer feels forced, it happens naturally. And that's what separates ordinary men from the rare few who leave a lasting impression.